We all want a tight tush, and we all want that booty work. We want to feel the burn in our booty, but what happens when your hips and your butt are so tight you can't work it out anyway? So it's really important to keep flexibility as a part of your training regime. So I've got a few stretches here for you to open up your hips and open up some areas that generally get tight from not only from working out, but just from everyday activities like sitting at a desk or in a car driving. So we'll start here with just a runner's lunge. So 1 foot up, other knee back. Now for some people, this is too much of a stretch. If that's the case, you can come up and lift that back knee up, so now my toes are tucked, and hold the lunge this way. If we're down on the knee here, this in and of itself is a stretch on that front hip. So that knee that's down, that hip, so you're already gonna feel it opening up. If we wanna go a little further, we can bring our hands on the inside of the leg, even coming down to the elbows. Now this is gonna get into that knee that's bent, or the hip that's, the knee's bent. We wanna go a little further from there. We can let the knee open out to this side, let the sole of the foot come up. So a lot of times in yoga, you'll hear flying dragon. That's the pose that we would be in right here. So this is sometimes too intense for people. People that have tight hips, this is way too much. So maybe work up towards this, but you're really gonna feel those hips start to open up. It feels really great. And then you would do all of that on the other side. So another stretch here, you think of just a traditional pigeon pose in yoga, right? So one knee's in front, the other leg's out to the back. We fold forward and we hold it here forever. A great stretch in and of itself, but going just a little further, we can pull that leg up so now our shin is more parallel to the front edge of the mat. And maybe not going over as far, but getting a deeper stretch on the inner thigh and that hip. So just holding it here. For those who want a little more stretch into the glutes, we can add a little bit of rotation. So walking towards that knee that's in front, walking over to that side, we start to feel it in the glute back here. You need to go into a little twist, so bringing elbow to the floor, opening chest up to the other side. This one is gonna get into those glutes, into the inner thigh, that right leg, the knee that's in. Just that little bit of rotation is gonna add just a different element to that stretch. The last stretch here, lying on your back, just a figure 4 stretch. So one knee comes on top, or one foot comes on top of the other knee, reaching through. We've all done this stretch before, but we really, I think, discount the value of it, what it really does to our hips. So using that elbow, the one where the hands are through, using that elbow to press out into the knee to get a little added stretch, it's really gonna open up that hip. So we can hold this for a while. We can go into another one where we cross both knees over and reach for opposite ankles. So I have right hand on left ankle, left hand on right ankle. And then pulling from there. So just like if you were sitting up with your legs crossed, really gets into the glutes. For some people, the sitting pose can be too intense, so this is another variation. Relaxing shoulders down and pulling those feet down towards the floor. We'll start to feel it in both hips and it's gonna feel amazing. And then of course, the last stretch here are just the ones that we do seated. So the same pose we just did lying down. If you wanna cross one leg over the other, cross them over as much as you want. You can cross where your shins are parallel. You can cross knee over knee, and then folding forward. Like I said, this is sometimes too hard for people to get into. Someone who can't sit comfortably, just Indian style, you'd want to do the one lying back. If you want a little bit more of an intense stretch, then you could cross it over, fold forward.